I'm back.
Every time I walk out that door, every time I interact with anybody new, my purpose is to help change.
It's time to celebrate life. If you know that you're in charge of your life, it's time to stand up. If you know you want better for your life, it's time to stand up. If you know that you have what it takes to be in charge of your life, it's time to stand up. If you know that you are not just trying to be good for you, but for those around you, it's time to stand up. As a matter of fact, look to the person to your left and tell them you are enough.
I want to help you change, and just like you change, every time I interact with somebody, they help me change. It's no different than if I met an individual and they had 4 quarters and they needed change, or if I had $1 and they had 4 quarters, I need to change. We can swap the money. The value is still the same. They still got $1, I still got $1, but we both exchange something, and it was a change for both of us. So every time I walk out that door, I inspire to help change lives just as much as lives have changed me.
Y'all been listening to the wrong people, watching the wrong things all your life, and it's time to put to rest all those negative thoughts, because you are enough. It's time to put to rest that self-doubt, because you are enough. It is time to get rid of that negative energy, because you are enough. It is time to stop listening to people that don't have the best interests of you in your life, because you are enough. So let's have a moment of silence. I want everybody to understand that you are the person that's in charge of your life. Everything that you have inside of you to be who you're supposed to be in life. You have a destiny, and that destiny can only be accomplished through you, by you, and only you, with the help of God. When you realize that you are the person you are, because you're not a carbon copy, there's only one you. They try to put you in a box. Society tries to put you in a box, but you can't be in a box. How can you be in a box when there's only one you? But then they tell you, think outside the box. What I'm trying to get you to understand is there is no box.
I want to pass on the things that I have to the generations behind me. By the time it's time for me to get called home and go to the grave, I want to be empty. I believe in bankrupting the cemetery, so I can't take this knowledge with me, because the cemetery is already full of brilliant ideas and unwritten books and innovative ideas. I can't take this with me, so I'm trying to leave it all here as Billy Graham Jr. to the next generation so somebody else can carry it on.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Man, I have been waiting to talk to y'all. I have been missing y'all. I'm glad everybody's tuning in. Welcome, 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 because we're going to have us some fun tonight. When I knew who was coming on this show and I said, I miss y'all, I meant it in a literal sense of not just me missing you, but the individual that I have coming on today, it's like getting a double dose of me. If I could look in the mirror and see the positivity, the way somebody speaks to you, the way somebody teaches you, the way somebody tries to train or coach or mentor you, I would see this individual in the mirror, because I swear we operate in the same lane, because all we want is to help you become a better person. And she's been doing this for the longest. But I'm not even going to hold you up, because if I tried to tell you about it, I couldn't do it no justice. And I'm not even finna try to, because you have to see this amazing person, get this information that she's going to give you, because she's going to blow your mind. Because I know the first time I met her, she blew my mind. I can't hold you up. I won't hold you up. I have to bring her in. The one, the only, the amazing Michonne Montgomery.
Hey, what's up? Billy Graham Jr. in the house. How you doing?
Man, I am doing wonderful, blessed and highly favored. How about you?
Listen, can I mimic exactly what you just said? I will do it. Blessed and highly favored. It's good to be here. It's good to be seen. And I thank you so much for the invitation to come and hang out with the Billy Graham Jr., the one, the only Billy Graham Jr., man. Look at me. Look, I done made it.
You know, hey, I try to tell people, I'm like, if I can look in the mirror, it's like you would be the one on the other side, and you think I'm playing, sitting there. Think about what she just said. I say blessed and highly favored. She say blessed and highly favored. We both got on our black shirts,
Listen.
smiling, ready to give it to you. But before
Yes.
we even go any further, tell the world, who is Michonne?
Yeah, who are you? Who who are you? Well, hello everyone who is joining in. Again, Billy, thank you so much for having me. My name is Michonne Montgomery, and I am coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, out here. About 100-degree weather today, so I hope you have something nice and cool to drink. Drink it for me, because it's hot out there. I am retired military, active duty, United States Air Force Master Sergeant, 20 years of service, and I am a now motivational speaker, trainer, and coach, living my best life, living in my purpose, and loving every moment of it, right? And so my goal, my vision for myself, and the reason that I exist on this earth in this form, is to help every individual that I come in contact with become the best version of themselves. And so I'm your guide, right? I'm here to help you on this journey called life, and it is a blessing, it is an honor to be able to do that. And so that's a little bit about me. Of course, Billy will dig in and dive into some more, but that's on the surface. A little bit about who I am.
Now, you said 20 years of service. I thank you for your service. That is amazing. Everybody out there does not know, well, some people do, but that 20 years, not just of the military, but 20 years of dedication to anything in life is a huge accomplishment. So thank you on behalf of everybody else. Thank you for your service. But I got a question, because around here, we like to be a little transparent. We like people to know who we are.
I'm taking notes.
and hey, take all the notes, because let's believe I'm over here taking my own as well.
Right,
now,
right.
There's somebody out there watching you, and you just said 20 years of dedication to the military.
Yeah.
Can you tell us when that transition happened? Like, what made you say, I'm going to the military? What in life shifted you to the military?
Oh, come on now. You try to go back to the, well, 4 and 4 sitting in school. You know what's so interesting? First off, Billy, thank you for your service, right? I know everyone knows that you served as well. And so we'll get to that point about how we both decided it was time to make the transition. But, you know, when I look back, and this is such a great question to ask, like to jumpstart us, I was 18 years old. I was, an honor student, had never gotten in trouble, never done anything. And I went to college, junior college, actually. Wanted to save my parents some money. I had an academic scholarship. I was playing basketball. But I was also working 2 jobs. And so at 18, I was living what felt like a full adult life. And I had no idea why. Why was I working so hard? What was all of this about? And one day, honestly, Billy, I was sitting in the car, and it just all kind of just like hit me like a tidal wave. And it was like, what are you doing? What's the next step with this? You're playing basketball, you're working, you have an academic scholarship, so you're going to school full time. It felt like so much. And I promise you, I morphed. And I do mean morphed from my car, my 1988 Chevrolet Caprice Classic, to with the blue with the flakes, where I morphed from my car to the recruiter's office. A year prior, my brother had joined the Air Force. And I thought he was doing all right. He had paychecks, it seemed like, and he didn't seem as stressed as I was, after graduating high school. And I said, I'm going to go. My dad did 22 years in the Navy. And he said, if you're going to do it, the only thing I ask is, go in the Air Force, give it a shot. So I literally went straight down to the recruiter's office. I didn't call anybody. I didn't ask any questions. Ended up there. And I was like, I'm taking what's going. And probably not the best decision. Think about the jobs, but I will tell you, and we can kind of talk about that too, Billy. Like, once I got in, I made it my own. And that's the part where I think a lot of people get stagnant and caught up in the fact is like, this is my only option, when it's really not. Sometimes you got to create the world you want. As a matter of fact, let me take that back and rephrase. You always have to create the world you want. You always have to create the thing that you want, because it's out there for you. So what are you asking the universe for? And that's what I ended up doing. About 7 years in, I woke up and I was like, something's not right. Something's not right. And I made a transition. Huge one. Huge transition.
I'm sorry, you dropped the bar right there, and I can't let everybody miss this bar.
Right?
You have to create the world you want.
Yeah.
And I say that because I promise you, our stories are almost like mirrored.
I know it. I know it.
Hey, straight A students doing other classes, went to college, basketball scholarships,
All that.
and I was sitting at home one day, and it was over a break, and it's like you said, something just boom, just came in.
That's it.
Only difference is I remember my morphing because I had a 1989 Chevrolet Celebrity gloss black in the
Oh
driveway.
my goodness! Stop playing.
And I walked out the house. I have a car in the driveway.
Right.
I walked past the car and just started walking down the street.
Man.
And I ended up at the recruiter's office.
Stop it.
Now, nobody in my family had been in the military, so I walk in the door. At the front was the Army. They were gone. I guess the lunch. On the other side, Marines. They were gone. I guess they had lunch. Other side, Navy. Nobody's in there. And at the very end of the hallway was a light on. I walked in. I never forget her. I will never forget her face or her name. Beautiful black queen.
Yes.
Nick Sergeant Johnson. Only one at work. She's the only one at work.
That's it.
I walk in. Yes.
Yeah.
I walk in and she say, "How may I help you?" I say, "When can I leave?"
There it is.
She say, "When can you leave?" She say, "When do you want to leave?" I said, "Yesterday."
Well,
Because
I want the thing that happened already.
yes, because I didn't know it at the time, but my motto is now, no opportunity wasted. Like when my mind says it's time to do something,
Right.
I have to do it now. No opportunity wasted. So when it hit me, I was like, I gotta go. And so she was like, "Well, let's get you to the MEPS office." I get to the MEPS office, do everything. She had me. This was on a Thursday.
Yes.
She had me in San Antonio on Tuesday.
That just like that.
And I had to wait till Tuesday because I only left on Tuesdays.
Right. Wow. Wow.
And so,
my goodness. That was
I promise you, well, you got to think this was back then. This is what, 2001? Yeah. So there was no, back then they needed people because there was no waiting and all that stuff.
Right.
And so I was just like you. For me, it was year 8 because I was in Barksdale, Louisiana.
Come on now.
The light bulb went off. I say,
what did it tell you?
I said, well, why am I just going? Because at first I was just going to do 6 years and get out. Mm-hmm. Then me and my wife had 2 kids, and I'm looking at the economy. And the reason I say 2008 because that's when we first had that first recession.
Yeah.
I say I can't get out. I got 2 little kids and a wife. We need this.
Right.
So something went off in my brain said, but they need more from me, not the military, my family. And at the time, the first light was they need more from me. So that means I got to start doing things to make rank get this money and get in a better position. But it was year 14, the light bulb went off because by now, 8 to 14, got my family rolling. Then I looked and I had mentors tell you all the time, leave something better than you when you arrived.
Yeah.
Like year 14 running around. And it sucks to say this. Let's be honest. It's not just military, it's any business.
Right.
There are people in positions of power that should not be in positions of power.
All day. That's real.
And I noticed that certain people like me and you, our little voices wasn't getting heard down where we was at.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to get to this position to start helping make some change. That's when it all shifted. And I started from 14 to 18.
Right.
I was driving because I'm like, I got to get in this position, help change lives for the people that were behind me. Yeah. Because they didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like you, and we'll discuss in the middle. Now let's stop right here. I want to go back. Year 14, because this year, I want everybody to pay attention to this. 14. Around year 14 is 15, somewhere in there is when I met Michonne. We were stationed in Italy, Aviano Air Base in Italy.
That's right. That's exactly. And so let me. This is interesting because let me back up and tell you how I got right there. Because I joined, I came in, and I knew the job wasn't calling me, but I didn't know what to do about that. You're 15 years old, you go to England, you're just living. I was just living and doing the job, getting a paycheck. And that was fine. It was okay. I was serving my country. I was doing that thing, but I knew, okay, Michonne, you're really good at numbers and math, and you're really, you're a brain person.
Man.
And you're out there doing something, tangible. It's like, I got to change that. So I started right then crafting it when I got to tech school, and they told me, they said, let me throw this out there to you, Billy. When they said, we don't put airmen in accountability. And I said, Call them. And so call them and tell them that this is what I'm good at. They called them, and guess who ended up in accountability? A1C Montgomery. First time they had done it. And I said, okay, then. I didn't think anything of it. It was just the way it went. I kept going, moved bases a couple times, and I got to Panama City, Florida. And that's where the rubber hit the road for me. It was about that 10-year mark. And Billy, for us in the military, when that 10-year comes, you either staying or going. Yes. And I remember taking leave. I told the senior, the E8, I said, I'm taking leave because I'm about to get out of the military. I knew I wanted to be doing something different. And I had put in for dorm manager. I put in for anything. I said, just give me something different. And then you know what they told me, Billy? They said, we can't lose you. And I
hate that.
Oh man, I thought you can't lose me. Like I'm just senior airman, such and such, right? Staff sergeant, such and such. And what he said was, he called me up while I was on leave. And now, mind you, I'm at home. I'm making my notes, Billy. This is what I'm gonna do. This is my plan. I had a plan. I was getting out. How much money did I need? I was planning it. And he called me and said, I can't get you out of the career field, but I can give you a job as the financial resource advisor. Now, I was the only E5 resource advisor on the installation. Everybody else was E6, E7 or civilian. And I said, okay. I called some mentors, ran it by them, and they were like, take it. I said, I'm going to take it because then it would get me some education and another notch, right, on my resume. So I took the job. What I knew, though, remember I said, create the world you desire. So there it is, right? I was leaving at the 10-year mark, and I got the job. I knew, though, that after that job, I'd have to go back out to my other job, and I didn't want that. I put in to be a Airman Leadership School instructor, and that was it. I went to my commander and I said, hey, I want to be an Airman Leadership School instructor because it was the only thing that, and it had to be overseas because I didn't have tenure to take a job states. That was a whole mess. So I had to do an overseas job. It was a whole deal. And I got picked up to be an instructor at Aviano because I decided do the resource advisor thing, but I wasn't going back. And so I put in for the job and I ended up, so I was out of my career field from 9 years oh my gosh, Billy, I was out of my career field for almost 7 years. 7 years.
Wow.
And then so that's how I got to Italy, and that's where you and I met one another. So I ended up being an instructor of professional military education at the Aviano Air Base Airman Leadership School. That's how.
Now I'm sorry. You got to understand who Michonne is, everybody. She's an individual. She's gonna give you all this knowledge. She's gonna drop stuff on you, but I don't even think at times she knows when she's dropping bars, giving nuggets.
Bars.
So.
Bars,
she told you, I want y'all to catch this. She told you when she was trying to get out of her career field because she knew she had to expand that growth. Mm-hmm. Just like people out there in the world know they got to expand the growth. They know they can do so much more. But you get told, we can't let you go because you're too valuable. I want people to think about this for a second. When you're in your job, and don't get me wrong, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not saying don't work hard for your job, your company, your own business. I'm not saying that. But if you don't notice, the reason you don't get promoted because you're doing such a great job and keeping those numbers up, that productivity up. They know if they promote you, they don't have anybody to fill the void of what you created. That's why you don't get promoted in life. You're so awesome at where you're at. They beat you in to keep you there.
Keep you there. That's
right. And if you don't fight to get out of there, that's why what's going on. They call it right now the Great Resignation, where people are just leaving. I'm telling you, that's what is happening. But then you said you got away from that. So, and it's crazy because I promise you our stories mirror each other. Yeah. I was doing air transportation, loved the job, but I never saw my family. And that's when I told you the transition. So I became an education and training manager. Yeah. I was all about getting people to do great in their job, but they kept me in maintenance. And when I was in maintenance, I was like, I got to get out of here or I'm leaving the military because it sucks to say it. I'm not trying to hurt any maintainer feelings. No. But maintainers have this belief that we do it this way because it's always been done this way.
Always been done this way.
They don't expand their mind to growth to try to figure out the ways to do better. And I'm like Michonne. I'm a numbers person. Yeah. I like to fix problems, problem solve.
I gotta use my brain.
Yes. Right. And in maintenance, they just want to keep stuff on a repetitive cycle so you don't get to use your brain. I was getting out. I had a good mentor, a supervisor. She shot me over to Med Group. She said, get out of here. Go to Med Group, be training manager. I met so many mentors and amazing people. And that's when I met Michonne as well, because in Med Group, they afforded me so many opportunities. They were pushing you to go do better because they knew you were going to bring it back to the organization.
Billy, hold on. Wait, I don't want us to miss this because I don't want us to miss this because you just said something that's huge, right? The military is very interesting in its design in that you were in one career field that just did this repetitive cycle. You get to another career field and they elevate you.
Yes.
We've separated the force, right, in a way, and I'm speaking specifically to the Air Force. I can't talk about other branches. I didn't serve there, but specific to the Air Force, you know, it's almost like a blue collar, white collar type of work environment, right? And so you go, and it just, the thing about it that's so interesting is it depends on where you land, on how your trajectory goes, unless you take it into your own hands and create it yourself. And so, Billy, when you talk about maintenance and what it was, you are 100% correct all day long. And I will tell you what they said to me was, you know, this was exact words. Michonne, you can go be an ALS instructor. You can go teach Airman Leadership School in Italy, but you won't get promoted. These were the words, right? You won't get promoted. And I said, okay. So here's the rub. Now here's the thing, Billy. You won't get promoted, but it was for my calling and my purpose. So I said, okay, because it wasn't about the promotion. It was about the opportunity. It was about me living out my purpose. So I took the job. Ask me how many times I got promoted. Twice, right? I got promoted when I got there.
Time out. Hold on.
Yep.
I was in maintenance. They would never let me leave. Every time I PCS to a new base, they drop me back in maintenance. And I said I was about done and I'm finished. That supervisor, because I was stuck at E5 for like 8 years, 7, 8 years. I couldn't, because maintenance would not let me. They were marking me down on everything. Like my EPR said I was great, but they wouldn't let me. They dropped me in Med Group. In the 4-year span in Med Group, 4 years,
like that,
promoted twice.
There it is. Just like that.
Got stuck in one, and I'm like, if you would have let me leave a long time ago, we could have been did this.
Just like that. And it's interesting, right? Like, but you have to follow that thing in your gut that's saying, go here. Go this direction. And so, you know, I got promoted. And then here's the thing, Billy. So we're in Italy and I found my voice, right? I started doing all this public speaking stuff. I started, you know, man, if you give me a microphone, I'm ready to go. You want me to host it? You want me to be it? It didn't matter. I was in love with helping people, and I was in love with public speaking and training and just being of service and using my, oh my gosh, it was amazing, and having great conversations, meeting great people like Billy, you know, and then it's time to go back. Because of course this was not a long-term thing. So remind you, right, I was a resource advisor, now I'm an ALS instructor, and I go back, and I left as an E5 and I came back as an E7. So I left in a supervisory position and came back in a management position. And so when I got back to maintenance and they said, oh, you've been out for a while. And I told them, I said, listen, don't let that be a deterrence by how you look at me, because what it is I want to encourage and motivate and inspire people. And in order to do that, I don't need to know this job in and out to do that. I need to get people, I need to get the buy-in of the person. And you do that through love and kindness. You do that through love and kindness. And I said, so my goal is to walk into whatever shop, position you put me in, and get those airmen and me to get on in alignment with one another, so that when we go run through this brick wall together, they say, Sarge, how fast we going? You know, and they get right behind me or on the side of me or in front of me in many cases. You understand what I'm saying? And so I told them, I said, you want this expertise of maintenance? That's not it. I'm in a position where I encourage and inspire and motivate people. And in doing that, Billy, I have no problems. I didn't need to know the job. I needed to know people. I didn't need to know the job. It wasn't about that. It was about getting people to get inspired. And they did. And I love them. I love every single airman that I've encountered and that worked for me. I remember they came down one time, Billy, and they said, you know, we got this special job and special mission and da-da-da, and we don't know if we can get it done, da-da-da. And I said, well, pause. What do you need? You know? And I went to my guys, I closed the door, and I was like, you know, this is what we need to do. And I said, the choice is yours. Right? Do we do it now or do we come back at 3 a.m? But we're going to do it, and we're going to all do it together. So either we order some pizzas and we make this thing happen. I said, we're running through this brick wall, y'all. We got to run, and we're running together. And they said, Sergeant Montgomery, whatever you need. whatever you need. Right. And can you imagine what that felt like when I called them back and I said, hey, we're good. We're going to stay here. We're going to get this done. We were nervous. You know, it's getting late. I said, listen, we're good. 100% got it done. No mishaps, no issues, no issues at all, Billy. And I told them, I wrote them a long dissertation and explained how someone who has no experience, right? I mean, I've been out the field this long, could get, 35 airmen to make this happen overnight with ease, simply through kindness and through motivation and enthusiasm. I believe enthusiasm makes the difference. Norman Vincent Peale said that, right? Enthusiasm makes the difference. If I get excited about it, they get excited about it. If I walk in there and I tell them it's the most horrible thing on the planet, then they believe it's the most horrible thing on the planet. Who are you and how do you show up? That's the question. Whoever's out there watching, listening, like how do you show up when you show up to something? Because when you show up, people respond to you. So if it's the worst thing on the planet, then it's going to be the worst thing for them too. But if it's for you, if you show up with enthusiasm, they're going to get behind you, even if it is. And they say, fake it till you make it. I'm not saying be phony. I'm not saying not to tell the truth, but I am telling you that you have a due diligence on this planet to make sure that every interaction that you have is filled with love and filled with joy, right? And so a lot of people like to find the negative in all things. Why?
Yes.
Find the positive, find the good, and take that thing and harp on it, and let's see what happens.
Oh, hold on.
Could you imagine, Billy? Could you imagine if all of us focused our energy on good? If all of us focus, I know. Here we go. How we get here? If all of us, everybody, instead of focusing on if all of us took our energy and focused on the good, what would happen? How would this world shift? Oh my goodness. That's deep.
Hold on.
Pull back, Billy.
I gotta dissect all this for everybody. What you just said, because you just threw the ball up and knocked it out the park. I gotta dissect this because everybody's tuning in. Like Preston, my brother, like he's saying he remembers all the stuff I'm talking about. He was in maintenance with me. Joy is out there saying she loving the collaboration. My mom's saying good evening to you, like because you spitting balls.
Hey, mom.
I gotta say what you said. Like, I want everybody to understand when we're talking about, because if you don't know Miss Sean by now, she talks in metaphors. She gives you the riddle because she wants you to think outside the box. You saw the beginning reel. She trying to tell you there is no box. So she's giving it to you different ways. And so she literally just said, when we talked about promotion, she wasn't talking about promotion in the job. If you want to be promoted in life and promote yourself in life, whatever your passion is, whether it's your business, your family, your finances, because she touched on all of that. She was piecing it together, and I don't want you to miss it. In order to promote yourself, you got to get out of that maintenance mindset of thinking that you have to do things because this is how it was done. Well, my mama did it this way. My grandma did it this way. You heard what she said about her parents, her brother, her siblings. Like that, it's not because they did it this way. I'm gonna keep doing it. She said you need to get in that environment where they push you, where they help you expand. And in order to promote yourself, sometimes you got to think about the people that are in your circle. Sometimes it's the things that you look at on social media. You just heard what she said about negativity and thinking positive. That stuff that you're looking at on social media, it might be too negative and you can't focus on it because you heard her say it. What if everybody changed their focus to think about good things? And I want you to understand, wherever your focus goes, your energy flows.
Oh, man.
If you focus on negative, nothing but negative stuff is gonna flow. If you focus on positivity, nothing but positive is gonna flow. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. I want y'all to remember that because she's telling you. Because I promise you, all I think about is positive. Let me go wrong. Everybody, I don't want to go too fast on that. We are human.
Yes,
we are human. I'm not saying that if you see something bad happen, a negative like, oh, that sucks, that hurt. We've already last week we paid our condolences to the tragic mass shootings that we had. I'm not saying it doesn't trigger something inside of you, but you can't stick with it. You have to keep going. You can't let that second or that minute turn into a bad day, a bad week, a bad month. You have to change your focus so that your energy starts to flow that way. And Michelle was telling you the exact same thing. And the reason I know she's right about this, I remember, because you heard her lead from the front. I call it servant leadership. As a servant leader, you do what the people need you to do. You heard her say it. She didn't go in there to try to do the job. She's in management position, senior leadership position. When you get to that level, think of an HR or anybody. They're the thinkers so that to make your job easy. But at the same time, that senior leader, that person that's a servant leader, when I'm leading from the front, you're following, but that causes you have to build trust for that to happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to lead from the back because we learned this, and I learned this in the military. Those younger individuals, they're not on that maintenance cycle where this is how we already done it.
No.
They know stuff that we don't know, and it's time for me to step to the back. I'm following your lead. And then sometimes you need me on your side as we run through that wall together. Michonne she's breaking down life to you. But think about it. She's saying troops. She's also talking about the people in your circle. If you got negative people in your circle, they're not gonna front. They're not running through the wall with you. They're not gonna follow you. They're not even gonna lead you in the right direction. You got to know who in your circle, because if I tell you it all the time, you show me your network, I'll show you your net worth. I don't want people to forget that or mention that, because I saw Michonne one day. I got to get to it.
Come on now.
First, I'm sorry. I'm an observant person. I just watch people.
Yeah.
That's how I learn about people, how to help them better based off of how they move. So when I first saw Michonne, I always saw her, and she always had the younger airmen around her. And for people that don't know about the military, that's kind of weird, because normally when you see mentors or something like that, they might grab one person, taking a lunch or something like that. Michonne, the younger generation, always flock to her. And I'm like, what is she saying? What is she doing?
What's she saying? What's she in there saying to them?
Yeah. And then one day you came up with an idea, and I was like, I get it now. Now, I don't know, everybody knows about speed dating.
Yes.
And so that's when people sit at the table, hop around in circle, you get to talk and find out if somebody's compatible. An email came out, and I saw Michonne's name at the bottom, and she came up with this thing called speed mentoring.
Yeah.
My mind instantly went like speed dating. I'm like, so I'm like, that's how she does it. Right. You don't go, because mentors in the military, they handpick their favorites. Mm-hmm. That's the ones they try to promote and push and all that stuff. But Michonne, what she did, because she's a person for the people, she let those that needed her pick her. Yeah. And when she came up with speed mentoring, she got a bunch of people in different leadership positions all over the base. And we sat there, and the younger generation just hopped around the tables and they got to pick who they wanted to mentor them based off of their wants and desires. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm locked in. I'm following Michonne too. I'm right
Come
there.
On, Billy.
What she needs. And that's how you build a circle. That's how you build an army, because you find like-minded people to help your energy. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. I just had to tell that story because that's how me and Michonne linked up.
Listen, you know what? And what a amazing. I mean, thank you so much for sharing that, because for me at the time, I think I was the Airmen's Council mentor. Yep. And I said to them, how often do you get to sit down and talk to someone who's commissioned, one-on-one? And what was so neat about that is, remember, Billy, I had like packets, and it had their information in it. And so, it was the time, but it was the passion to make sure that people had an opportunity to connect with people. And I think oftentimes, we do this thing in passing. How you doing? I'm good. How you doing? I'm all right. And FYI, just right now, 2022, don't pass nobody by. When you ask somebody how you doing, make sure you ask it for real, because there's a lot happening in the world. People are struggling. So make sure you ask that question genuinely, because it really does matter right now. But I wanted the airmen to know that regardless of the rank, there's all these opportunities for jobs out there in different positions. And there are people that want to help. They just don't know how to get to them. They're scared to ask questions or scared of this. And so it was such a great opportunity. And it was, Billy, I got, so many airmen, so many people, but you're right. I didn't I didn't hand select, but I made sure if you signed up, you remember, Billy, I said, send me your bio. Yeah. And you know how many people fell out because why do I need to send a bio? I said, well, who are you? Well, I'm a first sergeant. I said, that means nothing. Like, I appreciate your service. I appreciate that. But who are you? What are you going to sit and feed into this airman? Well, I'm a mass sergeant. I said, that's great. But what else you got? And that's the thing I used to tell them all the time. And this is just in life in general. That's great. But what else you got? What else you got? Well, I'm a good person. It's great. But then what are you doing with that? What are you doing with that? If you see a stranger on the street, what are you doing with that? If you encounter someone, what are you doing with that? You're a great person. We're all great people. I had an airman say, well, I work hard. I said, everybody here works hard. What else? How are you pouring and feeding into to the lives of others, you know? And so that was really a great opportunity. But Billy, you know, what's really, really cool is when I left there. So because I want to make sure we all understand that you have the power, and I'm gonna use the word power, to create. We are all deliberate creators here. Okay. And I say that when I got back to maintenance here in Las Vegas after leaving Italy, and I got back to maintenance, I went back into that same career field. And I think I mean, I did the job for, I don't know, Billy. I mean, it was less than a year. And you know what I started feeling again, right? The same. Yep. And so do you know, I wrote up a 10-page proposal to be a 10-page proposal because I recognized there was a gap. I said, there's a gap in our leadership, right? Our airmen who are putting on rank and they don't know how to lead. There's a lack there. And I said, there's a gap there. And I created a position called a leadership development coordinator. They said, what is that? I said, I don't know. I'm not I'm not in the discipline realm, but I got tired. And I say got tired of airmen not knowing how to write a performance report, not knowing how to write a decoration, but they wanted to know how, but they didn't know who to ask. And who could they ask? The senior NCO was busy being a shop chief. The tech sergeant was busy being a supervisor or whatever. The staff sergeant was busy learning how to do the job and teaching people. Who was teaching them how to be a supervisor in the midst of doing it? And so I said, let me create this position where all I do is sit and I'm just available. And do you know that my commander said, we'll let her do it. But you know what they told me, right, Billy? What they say? But if you do this thing that you want to do, you're not going to get promoted. And this is the next phase for me. That was a transition because I had to make a choice. What was it worth to me? And I had already taken the job.
Hold on, say that again. Say that again.
What was it worth? What was it worth? What was it worth? What was it worth to me? Was it worth it to follow the carrot that dangled? Because yes, Billy, we could have made E8, we could have made chief, we could have done all that too, you right? But did I follow that carrot or did I follow my purpose? What I'm designed and destined to do. And I told them, you know what? That's fine. I won't get promoted. But let me tell you, I sit there, I did that job for just a bit and I helped people. I mean, I genuinely helped people, Billy. And then the wing, right? And for those that don't know, you have squadron, group, wing, right? And it goes up. But the wing heard about what I was doing. And they said, no, we're going to bring her up here and take that talent that she has. And I became I created the diversity and inclusion program out here at Nellis Air Force Base from inception, like from infancy. I had nothing and created it, 15,000 personnel. And I also ran the resilience program. And collectively in that time, I mean, I got to educate myself. I got, certifications. I got to meet so many people. And you talk about, when I said, God, Bill, expand my platform. That was what I said, expand my platform. And when I tell you that, God was like, all right, you want it expanded? Here we go. And I thought it couldn't get any better than Italy when I was out there emceeing and hosting stuff. Yep. I thought that was it. Like, man, I got it. And I said, God, expand my platform. Exactly the same prayer I've been asking every single time, expand the platform. And do you know that platform expanded and expanded and expanded? And I ended up, I mean, now I speak to people, you know, all over the world. And that is exactly, but it was all because, Billy, it was all because I recognized what I was here to do. And I did not get stagnant in the thing, in the tangible aspects of it. I lived in my values. I lived in what was my purpose. And, the purpose of life is a life of purpose. Right.
You said something, because mine went the same way. So I left Med Group, went back to Whiteman Air Force Base. They put me in Ops Group. Ops Group was pushing, expanding me, teaching me, and then they dropped me back in maintenance.
Billy, they keep sending you back.
now that I have the rank and the position and the knowledge, they put me over there because they like, we want you to go change that because we got issues with maintenance.
Right.
So I get there, and this is around the end of 2019. You know what happened in 2020, COVID came. So around like the end of the last quarter of 2019, I'm getting there, changing stuff. They don't like it, but it's like, hey, I'm in a position now where I can make these decisions. Right. And these are my people. They might be in maintenance, but they my people. I'm the functional, like, nah. So it's like they didn't like it, getting hit in the head. And then I'm sitting there like, why am I fighting you?
Ooh.
Why am I fight? Like, I've never understood this. I still to this day don't. Why am I fighting you to make your people better?
Oof. Come on.
What world do we live in? That's like you go outside and you see a homeless person.
Yeah.
I'm feeding the homeless person and the police arrest me. Why are you fighting? I'm just trying to help.
Help. Yeah.
And so you keep saying it, and I don't know if everybody else has been catching it, but she's been saying it in so many ways. She's dropped it. Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you? I even had to think, who am I? Michonne figured out, who am I? When they was like she said, dangling the carrot. You chase the carrot and you stop and look like, hold on. The person that I am, I don't chase carrots. Matter of fact, I don't even need your carrot. The person I am, I can go build a whole farm and grow my own carrot.
There you go.
So I had that, like she said, she looked over to God and said, elevate my platform. And she said earlier about fake it till you make it. I want everybody to listen real closely, because I used to be one of those people, fake it till you make it. I got it. But then when you're asking God to build your platform, he wants you to be who you are.
There it is.
Not be fake. So I want you to change that analogy from fake it till you make it to faith it till you make it. Have faith until you make it. You have to have faith in order for that platform to be built. So fake it till you make it. When I started having the faith and just following the vision that he gave me, that's when I knew.
Absolutely.
It was time to push the button and retire.
Absolutely.
And Michonne knew it, and she pushed the button to retire.
Absolutely. And you know what? That's beautiful. And that's I couldn't. Oh, yes, we are. Right? Because once you realize, but like, man, it's like your eyes open up, the world expands, and you sit back and you go, hold on. You know, I don't have to, I don't have to because it's out there for me. The meditation of your heart and of your mind, you're doing it. That's why, you know, you got to think your thoughts. What is it that you desire? And what are you putting out there to be created for you? Right. And so when the universe starts moving, when God starts moving things, God starts moving things and massaging things and making things happen. And you sitting there stuck and you don't say yes to this thing called life when the opportunities present. How many times you say no? Right. And how many times does something show up and you go, I'm not supposed to be there. It's going to come back around because, you know, your blessings are yours and they're coming. And so they go back and they massage them and send them back. But the reality is, how many times you said no when that was the person or the thing or the event or the whatever you were supposed to be at to elevate you to that next step? That's going to come back around. It's going to have to hit you harder next time, but it don't have to. Start thinking about it. Like, think about the time when the person invited you to be on their show. Did you say yes? Or did you, and first off, fear is not ours, right? So leave that at home, right? We don't, it's not a spirit of ours. So say yes, take the opportunity, you know? And then when someone tells you no is not meant to be a negative. I'm going to give you my no, Billy. No is not a negative. No means next opportunity, right? So I thank you for the no. No, next, all right, next opportunity. It's coming around the way because that's just not the thing that was meant for me. Receive that and be okay with that. And I'm going to tell you something. You look behind me, right? Love what you do. You are enough. You got this. And listen, that's all real. You truly are enough. So whatever the desires of your heart are, go after it with fervor. Like, attack that thing with everything you got. It will come. It really will come. Billy, look at us right now, right? Yes. We both wore the same uniform. We both walked in the same, maintenance, this. And here we are sitting here, business owners, right? Like platforms. What do you desire? Find it. Seek it out. Come on now.
Hold on. You're not finna drop that on them and think you just finna slide by with it. I want you to hear what she said. Like she said, like, yes, we mentioned, like, when was the last time somebody said, hey, come on the podcast, and you said no, or did you say yes? Think about the things that Michonne's been saying all night. When things happen, opportunities arise, are you going to promote yourself and take that opportunity? Because the opportunity can come all day long, but until you get in that mind of, I need to promote myself to greatness, I need to promote myself to success, you're going to stay stagnant in the same place. Because she said it already about that fear. Leave it at home. And I'm telling you now, all that fear is, all that it means is false evidence appearing real. I
Mm.
need you to turn that around and say, face everything and rise. That's your new version. When fear creeps in, you stand up and you rise up and you go after it and take advantage of that opportunity and promote yourself. Because like Sean said, we're sitting here now because why? We were having fun in the military, but they put us in a position that we no longer loved what we did.
Yeah.
And you see it over ahead. You have to love what you do. And the only way you can know that it's time to jump out there on that faith it till you make it is knowing that you are enough and it's time for you to promote yourself. And you heard me Sean say, she pushed that button because now she's able to help thousands. She's all international now, started a business, but she had faith in herself. She didn't just promote herself throughout the military. She promoted herself into a business. And I want people to understand the reason I gave you, I wanted her to give that whole background of the military, how she got there, because somebody out there is wondering, what can I do next? Not realizing that you've already done the hard work in the beginning. All those years of school, all those years of working for another company, those were helping to build the skills you needed to use for your purpose. Nicole built all those skills, and now she has a business where not only is she running it herself successfully, she's a motivational speaker, trainer, and coach. And I had her give you the background of how she got here. Now, can you tell us and expand on how you got to the point of, I'm going to turn this into a business?
Listen, that's real talk. You know, for encouragement, and people believing, you know, but me believing in myself. That's first and foremost. So I tell you what, you can create for other people for so long until you start going, hold on now. And so you know, I got afforded this opportunity, you know, working at the wing. I got all these certifications and all this stuff, but I realized there was something really unique in the way that I was doing some of the trainings and whatnot. And so I had a woman call me after I did a course, and she said, you stop right now. And I'll tell you, she sits in a position in the military kind of up here. And she said, don't you teach another thing. She said, don't you teach another thing for them. She said,
I had a mentor say the same thing to me.
Don't you create another thing. Don't you think another, don't you do another. She said,
not another.
Not another. You package that up. And so when I realized that, for one, Billy, this was fun. I wasn't working. I was enjoying myself. I was having a good time. And then I started believing in myself. And then I had you know, someone who gifted me a gift, you know, and let me tell you, talk about your network. I had someone who gifted me a gift of a business. So here I am. She said, here's your business license. That was a Christmas gift. Here's your business license. And I was like, because someone believed in me and I knew that I wanted to do it. And after that, listen, there's not a networking event I don't go to. And I just started believing. And the first contract I got, Billy, I just reached out on LinkedIn. I just reached out and I was like, I teach stuff. I built the website. I built it myself. I just, you know, we could wait. We could wait for people. But this is 2022. You can do all of this on your own. And literally, you really can. They have all the commercials about all these commercials. You can do this, right? And so I built the website, and I reached out and I said, hey, I do this thing. I teach these classes. I'd love to teach a class to you and your organization. And the lady got on the call with me and she was like, absolutely. And I just meet as many people as I can now. And I say, this is what I do. This is who I am. Go to my website. I built a course catalog. I just took all of the knowledge that I had and I just put it on myself and my brand and my purpose and my words. And that's it, Billy. Like literally. And went there. So if you are out there and you crochet, I don't care, whatever that thing is, if you like to do something, take that thing that you enjoy, and whether you do it for monetary value or whether you do it for personal gain, it doesn't matter. If you're doing the thing that you love to do, you won't work. Let's say if you do what you love to do, you won't work a day in your life. Do what you love to do. And if you haven't figured out what you love to do, get out there and start living. Look at me right now. If you don't know, if you're like, well, I don't like doing anything, go try something tomorrow. You can try anything. Try archery, go ride a horse. I don't care what it is. Try yoga. Find your calling, because we are all here for a reason. You have a purpose here. You didn't get sent down here in this form, we're all big balls of energy. You didn't sit down here to be angry and upset every day. You got to sit down here to do something, and you got to figure out what that something is. Because when you start living in that, you will be fulfilled. You will be fulfilled, and you will have a life. What does it say on your shirt? The reason you exist, to have a purpose. Come on now, the reason you exist. That's literally it. So if you don't know that yet, if you haven't yet gathered what that is, one, keep watching people like Billy. Two, get your old life transformation coach, right? You know, and work with them and start outlining your values, what brings you joy, and so that you can live a life of value. You should be enjoying the journey. I say, marvel in the deliciousness of life. Come on, Billy.
Ooh.
Oh, marvel in the deliciousness of life. That's what you should be doing. And life is meant to be fun, folks. You should be smiling and laughing and having a good time. And if you're not, reevaluate. Reevaluate. I really mean that. Reevaluate. It's not going to all be perfect. I'm not selling you rainbows. They tell me I sell unicorn juice. I'm not selling unicorn juice, right? But I am telling you that you have a lot more power than we oftentimes give ourselves credit for. You are a creator. You are a creator. God said, I come to give you life, and I come to give it to you more abundantly. If we want to go there, I mean, we don't, but I'm just saying more abundantly. You understand? I come to give you life, and I come to give it to you, blah. You know what I'm saying? I come to give it to you, okay. That's not what was said. So for those who believe, who follow the word, if that's what more abundantly, I come to give you life, and I come to give it to you more abundantly. That means I come to give it to you in excess. Yeah, come on now. Stop playing. Billy, come on now. Don't get me, look now.
You had me going. You had me at so many points, not just excess or abundantly, but when you were talking about people getting out there, doing what their purpose is, living the life they're supposed to. And if they don't know what it is, segue. You told them to go find a coach. You told them to watch shows like this. Just get out there and start living. It's one of those things where you could tell people so many different ways. And I got tired. I'm just going to be honest, the same way with the military. I got tired of trying to tell you all the different ways. So me being the person I am, because let's be honest, y'all saw the beginning. If you don't, the real is showing the end. The day is going to come when God calls me home.
Absolutely.
And I don't want that to be left unsaid. It's like Michonne was saying about their purpose. So me being the person I am, I don't know if y'all can see it. I wrote a book called Gift Seeker. Live in your purpose. It's on Amazon, so you can go get it. You don't have to just go outside. You don't just have to get the coach. If you don't have the money to afford that, start with this.
Yeah.
You read it. It's going to tell you and help you to find what your purpose is. You might not know what it is. It's going to help you. And then I thought, because I told you, me and Michonne think alike.
Yeah.
I thought that's not going to be enough, because then they're going to figure out, I got a purpose. But what do I do with it? Or like we've been saying all day long, how do I promote myself to get to the next level to live in abundance?
Right.
Because I've never done this. You just made it come in my mind.
Yeah.
When you promote yourself, and how do you start living in that abundance? So I felt the need to write another book.
There you go.
Mind Your Vision. Also on Amazon.
There you go, Billy. Come on, Billy.
And so Gift Seeker is going to help you learn how to live in your purpose, figure out what your purpose is, figure out what your gift is. And Mind Your Vision is to help you put I'm telling you, these aren't long books. I wrote them because I know me. I hate when I read a book and it doesn't get straight to the point. I don't like books that repeat. So you can sit down and have these books read in one sitting. Mind Your Vision is to help you focus on your purpose, focus on your vision, not the vision the world tells you to have. But once you figure out what that gift is, you focus your vision on it. Then I was like, all right, now you got them doing that. You got them with the purpose. They know what it is. They know to focus their vision. But a lot of people, I realize, we get to a point, we know all this stuff, but we get sidetracked. And we don't know how to make our vision come to fruition. We don't know how to make our dreams our reality. So I was like, that's not enough. You got to do one more. And if anybody knows, because Michonne was just saying, live in abundance. And God, I'm like, God, I live in threes. I was like, I see what you're doing, God. You need the third one.
Come on, Billy. Come with it. Come with the third one, Billy.
So I had to make you, after Mind Your Vision, a 52-week success journal.
I love
Focus 365. if you read these books, I'm telling you, Michon, because you know how we do in our world, the speaker world. Once you can't unknow something that you learn.
You sure cannot.
And I know somebody like you will get this kind of stuff and be like, I can use these nuggets to help people like
Absolutely.
that. And so I'm telling it because I want people to understand that this show isn't just for fun. We don't just I hear talking. People like Michon come on here so that they can help you learn how to live in your purpose, how to be the best version of yourself so that you can live in abundance. But with that being said, because I don't want that to be missed, I know for myself, I know I'm staying in contact with you. But if somebody needs to reach out, especially to get the training from Michon, the coaching from Michon, just get that motivational speaking, how can they contact you?
You got it all day. And look, I'm gonna give you all that, but I just want to say that you said, you said not the vision of the world that was given to you. And like, I just want to make sure people understand, like, when you came here and you were given this opportunity, it's yours. So it's not what happens is, our mamas and daddies and granddaddies and grandmamas and aunts and uncles tell us who we're supposed to be. Be you authentically. Be you authentically because that's the only way you're going to fulfill it. So if you're out there and you're doing something because your daddy told you or your mama told, that's the hardest part to change because that's what they told me I was supposed to be doing. You got to dig deeper than that. And we can do that work. So what you can do is you can follow me on Facebook at Michon's Motivational Lab. And that's where, I go in there and Billy, I drop, motivation and information and just get you excited about the day. That's Michon's Motivational Lab on Facebook. And then on Instagram, it's just Michon Montgomery. And the same information comes there, just highlighting and spreading love. And then my website is MichonMontgomery.com. That's my first name, last name, all one, MichonMontgomery.com. And on there, you can go and check out the course catalog. And then we can also discuss any type of coaching or anything like that. You can reach out to me through the course, through the website, or you can also email me at michon.montgomery@gmail.com. So it's my name. Email, put a dot in the middle, Michon Montgomery for the website. And then on Facebook, Michon's Motivational Lab. And, either way you reach out to me, I'm going to reach back. And whatever type of work you want to do, we can do it. If your organization needs help, that's one of the things I specialize in: diversity, inclusion concepts, resilience, and leadership training. And so I have my own course curriculum, course catalog that I could definitely send out, Billy, and, share with you all and the team. And, definitely if you find something, if it's not in there, we can make it. So know that if it's not in there, I can customize it, whatever. And I would say, if you watch this, whatever point in time you watch it, definitely just reach out and let's have a conversation and chat. I created something. I just taught a course called Intersectionality and Resilience, Healing in the Midst of the Storm. Come on, Billy. Yeah. And then my signature course is called How Do You See the World? Consciously Addressing Your Unconscious Bias. And those are two of my favorites. But I do training in resilience. I do vision board parties, virtual or in person. Those are really fun and great. So definitely just, hit me up and let's see what kind of work we can do together. I'd love to connect with you.
Wow.
And Billy, I'm buying those books. So yeah.
Well, I was just about to tell you, I'm going after them courses because you're not going to just have them out there and I don't go get one.
Yes.
No, I'm going to the courses. No. But now I do this to everybody, and I know this is going to be good. Now, we talked about how we transition through life from the military to starting your business, and there's somebody out there that's wondering how they can promote themselves. How can they get to that next level of living that abundance and stop face their fears that you talked about? Yeah. What is a piece of advice that you would tell that individual to help them get there?
Absolutely. I'll leave like this, and this is what you have to do. Start every day with the grateful and gratitude, grateful heart and gratitude. Gratitude is everything. And sit in silence. So they call it savers, right? And that's what I'll give you. Silence every day, right? Man, now I'm a silence. God dog, Billy. Oh, silence. I know the V is vision. So make sure that you visualize. Oh man, I'm gonna have to come back to that one because that's the one I love, and I'm like, and it's on my wall right now in the other room. But I would say savers, but I'll say, sit in silence, meditate, Meditation is key. Wake up in the morning and gratitude and gratefulness, but meditate, sit in silence and give yourself the opportunity to really be okay with that. So many of us fear being alone with our own thoughts, but sit in that for a moment so that you can create the trajectory in the day that you desire. You have that much power in your own energy and in your own alignment to move forward in each and every day in positivity and joy, but you create it. So when you wake up in the morning, before you grab that cell phone and start checking that email, before you check that text message, before you start the trajectory in a certain way, I want you to start and sit for a moment in silence and give yourself the opportunity to be grateful for what's to come, be grateful for what has come, for what's to come, and what's present in the moment right now. That's all day long. And kindness is free, folks. That's the fine. It's just free. Just do it and be it. Compliment the person. I complimented a lady. Even I said, I like your shoes. And I know it changed her day because she looked down and thought these things. And she said, no, that I couldn't. Nobody's ever liked these shoes. It's so easy to be kind and nice. Do it because it's free. And you'll change someone's life and you'll change your own. There's science behind that. We could talk about that. There's neuroscience and stuff behind what that does for you and what that does for someone else. Be kind. It's free. Too easy. Yeah.
You know what? I normally follow up behind that. I'm not touching that. I'm leaving that. I'm not touching that because you wrap this thing up and put a bow on it, handed it off to us. Like, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not touching it. I'm leaving it exactly how you left it.
Just like that.
Ooh, that was amazing.
Billy, wait. I know we at the time, but I want to say savers because I want people to understand. Savers is how you start your day. It's silence. It's in affirmations. It's in visualization. That's it. So silence, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading, and scribing or journaling. So that's savers, right? Silence, and that's not mine. I can't remember who wrote that, but it's silence, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading, and scribing. That's how you do a day, all day long. Look at me. Savers.
I'm gonna have to tinker with that a little bit. I like that.
That's it right there. I was like, man, I know these things, but I couldn't remember. I was like, what am I missing right now? But I'm so excited. Savers, folks, silence, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading, and scribing.
Oh,
journal.
Yeah.
Come on out.
I'm going to have to use savers. I like
that. And that's what I would end your day, start your days in savers and take that concept with you. Be great, joyful experience and marveling all day in the deliciousness of life. That's it.
I love that deliciousness of life.
Yeah, Billy, it's been awesome.
I'm gonna figure out a way because you got to come back home because I'm not done. We got so much, but I can't. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to bring you back on. But I must say on behalf of everybody that's watching, tuning in, thank y'all for tuning in. But I want to say on behalf of everybody, thank you for coming on the show, Michonne, because you have blessed us and dropped so much knowledge and nuggets on us today that we needed. I needed all of it. So I have to say thank you.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And just kudos to you. I just want to bless your journey, all the things that you're doing and how you're speaking into the lives of people. I just want to bless your journey. Every step that you take, may it be filled, my brother. Thank you so much for all that you do for others and for yourself. Keep at it. I'm here for you in all the things that you need.
Yes. Now, don't go nowhere, Michonne.
Okay.
Because I want to talk to you after the show. So don't go nowhere. But I wanted to again say thank you. Glad you came on. Stay with us. Because I'm going to talk to you after the show. But until then, you stay blessed. And I'll see you on the other side.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Man, I told you, she's a powerhouse. She came in. She set up the pitch, knocked it out the park. Man, amazing. And I don't know what all you took, but she told us we got to start promoting ourselves in life so that we can start living a life of abundance. And you heard the last nugget she told us. The way you get there is by using savers. You have to. Silence, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading, and scribing. Do that on a daily basis. And I promise you, your life will start to change so that you can start living in abundance. Man, nuggets, dropping nothing but bars all day. Again, thank everybody for tuning in. I'm so glad that y'all were able to tune in. man, I don't even want to let y'all go because it's so amazing, but I got to let you go. But be prepared. Tune in next Thursday, same time, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, because we're going to have another guest bringing the fire. But until then, I want everybody to continue to live in their purpose, with purpose, on purpose. Y'all stay blessed. I'll see y'all next week.
I'm back.
Every time I walk out that door, every time I interact with anybody new, my purpose is to help change.
It's time to celebrate life. If you know that you're in charge of your life, it's time to stand up. If you know you want better for your life, it's time to stand up. If you know that you have what it takes to be in charge of your life, it's time to stand up. If you know that you are not just trying to be good for you, but for those around you, it's time to stand up. As a matter of fact, look to the person to your left and tell them you are enough.
I want to help you change, and just like you change, every time I interact with somebody, they help me change. It's no different than if I met an individual and they had 4 quarters and they needed change, or if I had $1 and they had 4 quarters, I need to change. We can swap the money. The value is still the same. They still got $1, I still got $1, but we both exchanged something, and it was a change for both of us. So every time I walk out that door, I inspire to help change lives just as much as lives have changed me.
Y'all been listening to the wrong people, watching the wrong things all your life, and it's time to put to rest all those negative thoughts, because you are enough. It's time to put to rest that self-doubt, because you are enough. It is time to get rid of that negative energy, because you are enough. It is time to stop listening to people that don't have the best interests of you in your life, because you are enough. So let's have a moment of silence. I want everybody to understand that you are the person that's in charge of your life. Everything that you have inside of you to be who you're supposed to be in life. You have a destiny, and that destiny can only be accomplished through you, by you, and only you, with the help of God. When you realize that you are the person you are, because you're not a carbon copy, there's only one you. They try to put you in a box. Society tries to put you in a box, but you can't be in a box. How can you be in a box when there's only one you? But then they tell you, think outside the box. What I'm trying to get you to understand is there is no box.
I want to pass on the things that I have to the generations behind me. By the time it's time for me to get called home and go to the grave, I want to be empty. I believe in bankrupting the cemetery, so I can't take this knowledge with me because the cemetery is already full of brilliant ideas and unwritten books and innovative ideas. I can't take this with me, so I'm trying to leave it all here as Billy Graham Jr. to the next generation so somebody else can carry it on.